Hello, everybody on the Rank to Ruby Retreat page. This is Heather Rice, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And today is Friday, September the 2nd. And today I'm going to share with you some things that help me get to Ruby and also beyond Ruby to get to Emerald. And so all of you guys can do this. There doesn't take any real special skill set. Only that you're willing, coachable, flexible, and are ready to move to the top. So that's what it takes. So if you have that, then you're already off to a great start. So I wanted to start with a way for you to track your income producing activities. I know that several of the other ladies have shared in their video how imperative that is for your success. And so what I want you to understand is that you have to have from the get-go a system to be able to measure your progress, not just your intentions. So a way to do that could be a calendar, a planner, a journal, a spiral notebook, an index card file. I have a calendar as well as an index card file. And what I do with that index card file is I file all of my customers' names, addresses, and information that I want to remember about them on an index card. And I file it in based on their last name, so alphabetical. That may not work for you, but this has been a great system for me. The other thing is that from the very beginning, and I wish that I had known this back 3 years ago when I started, but hindsight's 2020 and we're only looking forward. So one of the amazing books that I have discovered has just done amazing things to transform my thought process and the way that I am approaching not only relationships, but also am approaching possible business prospects. And that is this book right here. It's called The 4 Color Personalities for MLM, The Secret Language for Network Marketing, and it's by Tom Big Al Schrader. I got it on Amazon. It's about $12, $13. I believe this is one of the books that can completely turn around the way that you work your business. Now, the reason why I believe that is because this book explains how every single person falls under one of 4 color personalities. And what that means is you are either a yellow, a blue, a green, or a red. Now, with each color comes specific unique qualities, specific unique words that we tend to use when we are one of those colors, and it also explains the ways that people receive and give information the best. And so the thing that you want to do is you want to be able to speak your prospect's language. So you may be a yellow, and the book entails what all that stands for, and you may be talking to a red, which is a completely different personality than the yellow is. And so you may be talking to someone that is a red speaking yellow language, and they literally do not hear what you're saying. So you have basically cut off the possibility of them being interested in your products or your business opportunity. Why is this important? Because our goal is to gain customers, to turn them into happy customers, because from happy customers come happy ambassadors, right? So some of the things that I'd like to share with you are some quick tips for setting up success for these prospects once you learn to speak their language, okay? And the way that I have found that works best for me is by asking a lot of interrogative questions, which is what, why, when, where, and how. So when I ask somebody who I have gotten to try maybe a sample, or they've ordered a 30-day supply or maybe a week's supply, when I follow up with them, what I always say is, what have you liked best about the product so far? So this not only gives this frames the conversation from a positive light, and it also sets it up so they cannot just give you a yes or no answer, which is very important. So you want to set these people up for success from the beginning. So from the time they order, from the time they get their sample from you, you want to have them understand and be looking for some possible outcomes that could come from taking the products that they've ordered. So some of the things that I like to say to people is, one of the things that our Slim Packet can do is it can help with appetite suppression. It can also help with sustaining energy. It can help regulate blood sugars. It may help you with some binge eating. It burns fat and not muscle. and can increase your willpower over food. And it also can help keep your cholesterol and your lipids at a healthy level. Now, guys, I got this information from our catalog, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have plenty of resources out there in our Success Kit, as well as the resources that are online. And so whenever you tell somebody that's trying a sample to be looking for these things, it makes it much more easier for when you follow up with them in a week or so and say, what have you liked most about your product so far? And then if they list off something that you had mentioned to them to start to pay attention and look for, then once they finish, you tell them, that's awesome that you noticed that your appetite was suppressed. Then this product is working the way that it is supposed to. And so you would be a fantastic candidate for a 30-day supply. And so that's how you kind of get the business rolling with them. Now, if people kind of lag when you follow up with them and they don't really have a lot of input, one of the things that I want to encourage you to say, and this is something that you can say and you need to say it often, and that is, tell me more. Because this is a relationship business, you're going to want to be able to gather as much information from these people to be able to educate them on what it is that will fill the need that they have. So once you have been able to speak their language, get them interested, set them up for success for the products that they're taking, and then follow up with them, then you come to a point where you may need to, based on their answers to you, you may need to help them tweak things a little bit. And so you can also explain to them if they seem like they're not having the success that they were expecting. You can give them guidance, such as how important it is to intake water. So they need to be drinking their water daily. This is important because it flushes out the stuff that we need it to flush out after the Slim has done its job. You can also guide people by asking them if they have added any exercise, if they have reduced their food portions, if they have kept maybe a food log, if they feel like they're eating good. Maybe they're maybe their intake of sodium is high. Sodium is one of those things that helps us retain water. And so there can be a various amount of things that they could be doing that might be sabotaging their wellness without even knowing it. They may need to eat smaller meals or eat small snacks that are healthy throughout the day to keep them going. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are speaking their language, that you are listening to them. And so whenever you listen to them, that is going to foster a relationship, and that's going to build rapport. And when people feel listened to and valued, then they trust you more, and they allow you to tell them about things that might be helpful for them. So this is important. Now, what I want to explain to you as well is there will be rejection in this business. Every one of us has experienced it, and the higher you go, the more times you get rejected or told no. But listen, guys, what I want you to understand is this. They are not rejecting you. They are rejecting a product, and that does not mean the product does not work. A lot of times they may be not doing what they're supposed to do to make the product work. So please, please, please learn to separate from the beginning the emotional tie you have with that person, because if you take every no personally, then you are going to continue to feel like you're making a mistake. You're not telling them wrong. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with the products? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with any of those things, okay? So I want you to give yourself some grace and permission to not take things personally. So once you have followed up with somebody and they are trying to get on a plan, say they've decided they want to order a 30-day supply, you're going to want to follow up with them. This is huge, because what happens when we follow up? Well, it tells people that we're still interested in them. It gives them a chance to maybe discuss some things that they are feeling like they need help with. And so it's very important for you to ask permission to follow up with them. So if you say to them, I'm so glad you're doing well, and would it be okay if I check in with you in, say, 2 weeks? And they say yes. Well, another step to do is to ask them which way they best receive information. So they may want you to follow up with them via text or phone. Maybe they want an email, a Facebook message, USPS, carrier pigeon, I don't know. But there's a lot of ways that people like to be followed up with, and not all of them are the same. So get that information from them. And then write down on your calendar, or whichever way you're best keeping up with your income producing activities, to follow up with them on that day. That's imperative. And so one of the other things that I would like to say that I did that was, I feel like it gave a lot of personal touch to our relationship building, and that was I sent thank you notes out. Personal handwritten thank you notes go a long way for people, because you want them to know that you are very grateful that they have given you their business. So write them a quick thank you note. How you doing? Here's my business card if you need anything, or if you have any referrals that you'd like to pass on to me, I would gladly take those. So fostering these relationships with our people is what is going to continue to grow our businesses. And if you have people on your list that you need to contact that you may not have talked to for a long time, you might want to start getting on their Facebook page and start in with commenting on things they're posting on in their lives. Not only does that start to foster a relationship with them, but that also helps when you start to comment, because it puts you in their news feed. So they start to see your information over and over and over again. So in closing, I want to say, always be looking and listening for opportunities to share, not only the business opportunity, but also the products, because people want help with their health and their financial situations, and we only have to sit and listen to discover that. And so I want you to remember that when you talk to people, that you need to be bold, because we have a company that has products that work. Don't forget to let them know that with retail or preferred orders, they will get a 60-day money-back guarantee. Wholesale, they will get a 5-day money-back guarantee. And so that is what I have for you today, and I am so excited that each one of you have committed to this journey. We have lots and lots of great surprises ahead for you, lots of training. As I mentioned before at the very beginning of this message, I highly recommend people get that book that I told you about. And I am going to be doing some video training for this team, as well as my own downline, so that you can feel confident and understand these languages better. And you will understand, it is like a bright, eye-opening thing when you read this book. It's a very easy read. You can read it in an hour. It's very thin. There's less than 100 pages. You can get it on audio. Every single person that I have given this information to has radically seen a difference in how they have been doing their business and how they can reach way more people by learning to speak the other people's language. And that is so huge. So anyway, I would like to leave with you today to have a happy weekend, and thank you so, so much for all that you are doing. And it is going to pay off in the end. And you guys are going to be so happy when you get to this Leaders Retreat, and we have so many fun things in store for you. So that is it for today. My call to action is this: put into action the steps that all of us have shared on our videos this week, because each one of us has given you something unique that you can add to make your daily successes. Okay, so have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.